Hello folks, we've got a lot of interesting news, both good and bad. Along with that, we'll discuss the recent moon drama. First things first, let's go. Let's start with the latest info. The Galaxy A54 and Galaxy A34 will be officially unveiled in the coming days. Samsung has confirmed it will announce two new Galaxy A devices in India on March 16th. It hasn't named these two phones yet, but we have every reason to believe they are the Galaxy A54 and Galaxy A34. The company has just launched an official page where prospective buyers can register and get notified about the release of these phones. Given all the official and unofficial information we've gathered so far, the page should precede the launch of the Galaxy A34 and Galaxy A54 in India. The official announcement will take place at 12 p.m. on March 16th, and the registration page contains some interesting facts and details about these devices, or at the very least, the Galaxy A54. The registration page hypes the upcoming Galaxy A phones with features such as an IP67 rating for dust and water resistance, blur-free low-light photos with nightography and no shake cam features, meaning optical image stabilization, and a premium gloss finish as well as energizing colors, the latter of which we've seen in many leaked renders. It is possible that the registration page is centered more around the Galaxy A54, and the Galaxy A34 may be missing some of these features. Nevertheless, the page guarantees 4 generations of OS updates for these Galaxy A phones and 5 years of security patches. They should also come with Samsung Wallet and Samsung Knox security. Samsung hasn't confirmed how much the Galaxy A34 and Galaxy A54 will cost in India, but unofficial reports hinted at a price increase of roughly 15%. The Galaxy A34 5G may cost around 30,000 Indian rupees or about $366, whereas the Galaxy A54 5G may hit the shelves around 40,000 Indian rupees. It's about $488. Prices for the upcoming Galaxy phones may vary considerably between different markets, and Europe might get the biggest price hike. We'll find out soon enough, as March 16th is just around the corner. But as usual with Samsung, Vietnamese YouTube channel TD Reviews managed to get his hands on the Galaxy A34 5G and the Galaxy A54 5G. It has published an unboxing and hands-on video of the two smartphones. You can watch this video in our Telegram channel, link to it in the description. The Galaxy A54 5G can be seen in mint green, while the Galaxy A34 5G can be seen in shiny white color. Both smartphones look very similar from the rear, and it is only when you turn on their screens that you can notice a difference. The Galaxy A34 5G has a 6.6-inch Super AMOLED Infinity U display with a 120Hz refresh rate, while the Galaxy A54 5G has a Super AMOLED Infinity O screen with a 120Hz refresh rate. The Galaxy A34 5G has a MediaTek Dimensity 1080 chip, while the Galaxy A54 5G has an Exynos 1380 processor. The cheaper of the two has 6 or 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB internal storage, while the Galaxy A54 5G has 8 GB RAM and 128 or 256 GB internal storage. Samsung has equipped both phones with a microSD card slot. Both smartphones have 3 rear-facing cameras. Going by previous reports, the Galaxy A34 5G has a 48 megapixels primary camera with OIS, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 5 megapixels macro camera, and a 13 megapixel selfie camera. The Galaxy A54 5G reportedly features a 50 megapixels primary camera with optical image stabilization, a 12 megapixels ultra-wide camera, a 5 megapixel macro camera, and a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Both phones can record 4K 30fps videos using their rear camera. They have a plastic curved frame, Gorilla Glass protection on the front, and a plastic back. The Galaxy A34 5G and the Galaxy A54 5G are expected to feature an IP67 rating for dust and water resistance. They also feature an under-display fingerprint reader, stereo speakers, 5000 mAh battery on the A34, 5100 mAh battery on Galaxy A54, and 25 watts fast charging. As you may already know, the company doesn't plan to release the Galaxy A74 this year. Instead, there were rumors that Samsung is preparing to release the Galaxy S23 Fan Edition. Unfortunately, this might not be the case. That's at least according to German journalist Roland Quandt, who happens to be one of the most trustworthy sources of insider information on unreleased mobile devices such as the Galaxy S23 Fan Edition. Without providing any evidence in support of his prediction or even saying what exactly is the prediction relying none. One claims it sure doesn't look like there will be an S23 FE this year. No additional information was shared, so we can only assume that there's little evidence of these Fan Edition phones' existence as of now, which could mean anything. Maybe Samsung will want to release the Galaxy S23 FE early next year, or maybe it won't. Maybe the Fan Edition series is dead, or maybe Samsung will bring it back eventually. It's pretty clear that the Galaxy S21 Fan Edition was nowhere near as successful as the company had anticipated, and it's also increasingly obvious that Samsung is looking to substantially reduce the number of different phones it's releasing year after year. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to pull both the Galaxy A70 and Galaxy S20 FE plugs at around the same time, but with the Galaxy A54 likely to cost a bit more than its forerunner, and the S22 permanently discounted on the heels of its sequel's debut, Samsung's portfolio sounds pretty complete. Still, the brand isn't exactly perfectly represented in the battle for the title of best mid-range phone in the world right now, so maybe, just maybe, the Galaxy S23 FE will ultimately see daylight at some point in early 2024, preferably before the Galaxy S24 family comes out, and perhaps not with the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor under the hood. Time will tell. Now, some interesting information has come out regarding the two upcoming foldable smartphones. Tipster ChunVN has reported that the Galaxy Fold 5 will feature the same camera setup as the Galaxy S23 Plus. If this information is correct, the Galaxy Fold 5 could come with a 50MP primary camera with optical image stabilization, a 12MP ultra-wide camera, a 10MP telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom and optical image stabilization, and a 12MP selfie camera with autofocus. There is no information about the phone's internal selfie camera, but we expect an improvement in image quality. Well, at a price around $1,800, it's natural to expect a flagship-level camera, and while the cameras are decent, they aren't at the same level as top camera phones like the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, so even if the Fold 5 doesn't have a crease, it will still be difficult for many to decide on the switch to the green side. The Galaxy Flip 5 is expected to continue with a dual camera setup, but the device could come with an upgraded 12MP primary camera. Whether it is a bigger sensor or has some other special capability is unclear at this point. Now to the great news. The most loved Galaxy Watch feature was the rotating bezel, but Samsung removed it with the Galaxy Watch 5 series. The Galaxy Watch 4 Classic had a rotating bezel, but its successor, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, lacked it. But it looks like Samsung is bringing back the feature with the Galaxy Watch 6 series. Yesterday, Sam Mobile reported that the Galaxy Watch 6 Pro might feature physical rotating bezel. Now, more information has come to light that shows the possibility of Samsung bringing a classic model into the Galaxy Watch 6 lineup featuring a rotating bezel. Galaxy Club has spotted the batteries of the Galaxy Watch 6 models. According to the information, the Galaxy Watch 6 will come in 40 and 44mm versions, while the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic will come in two sizes, 42 and 46mm. The Galaxy Watch 6 40mm version, codenamed Fresh 6 Small, has a 300mAh battery, while the 44mm version, codenamed Fresh 6 Large, has a 425mAh battery. The Galaxy Watch 6 Classic with the codename Wise 6 Small has a 300mAh battery. The bigger size version of the watch exists, but its battery capacity hasn't been revealed yet. Since the high-end version of the Galaxy Watch 6 seems to have a battery capacity much smaller than the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro's 590mAh battery, it is being speculated that Samsung will bring the Galaxy Watch 6 in its classic avatar, featuring a physical rotating bezel. Things will only get clearer once more information about the upcoming watches are leaked. The Galaxy Watch 6 is expected to launch later this year alongside the Galaxy Flip 5 and Galaxy Fold 5. In any case, the bezel comeback is the best thing that could happen to the Galaxy Watch 6 line. Maybe I'll finally upgrade my Watch 3 that I still wear, and this despite the fact that when I bought the S23 Ultra I got a Watch 5 as a gift. But I still use the Watch 3 with Dyson, because the bezel is not just about style or something, but also it's much more functional. Now, let's talk about the fake moon thing that has been buzzing the tech internet for the past few days. This is how the story goes. A user on Reddit took a zoom picture of a blurry moon, and the phone gave him a sharper image than it really is. And what can I say? First of all, it amazes me that there are people who still think that smartphone photography is unaffected by artificial intelligence, but it is everywhere, in every photo you take with your smartphone. And secondly, no one is deceiving you here. AI can can really do wonders, and sharpening photos isn't even close to being the most impressive one. At the same time, AI models can also be tricked, as was the case with this moon photo. No matter how advanced AI models are, they are far from perfect. The gist of it is that Samsung is relying on artificial intelligence and machine learning to enable your Galaxy S23 Ultra to capture great moon shots. This is done through a neural network that's trained on countless images of the moon, so it's able to add texture and detail to the final image that the camera sensor is unable to catch. It's far from the outright fabrication, where the handset would just apply an overlay of the moon on the photo, leading users to believe that was the actual camera capability. A simple experiment from Twitter user Walid with the same photo will help you get a better idea of what's going on. It turns out that if you draw something on the blurry moon picture, it still will be there on the photo. Moreover, it will become sharper. Samsung has mentioned that the AI model it's using has been taught on various shapes, from full to the crescent moon, based on images that people can see with their eyes, so it's not indulgent in deceptive marketing. Moreover, Samsung actually explained how the moon mode works on its smartphones. On the official website, there is a long post explaining the whole process. The text is in Korean, but easily translated into your language. Link to it in the description. So those who promote the idea that Samsung is deceiving someone in this way or putting something on top of what is not in the photo are promoting bullshit. Better see how Chinese smartphone zooms handle the moon. Anyway, leave the poor moon alone. It is still almost 400,000 kilometers away from us. The exceptional zoom capability of the Galaxy S23 Ultra isn't just to take photos of the moon. Its utility goes far beyond that. All smartphone cameras rely heavily on software-based processing, unless you are shooting in RAW. Even the iPhone and Pixel's much-loved cameras use AI processing to spruce up their images. So let's not break Samsung over the coals for no reason, or at least do some research. Speaking of cameras, a big camera update is on its way for the Galaxy S23 series. When this update rolls out, this is what moon images will look like. I'm kidding. If we go by IC Universe information, Samsung will roll out a camera optimization update for the Galaxy S23, Galaxy S23 Plus, and the Galaxy S23 Ultra this March. It is speculated that along with the improvements in picture quality captured by these phones, the update will also touch upon the shutter lock issue usually present on Samsung phones. According to IC Universe, the upcoming Galaxy S23 update will also improve the night mode. Samsung has been accused of over-processing and over-sharpening images in the night mode. The Galaxy S23 Ultra is guilty of the two siblings. The exact date of the update's rollout isn't mentioned, but you can expect the update to arrive towards the end of March. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Please share it with your friends. See you in the next one. Good luck to all.